Hey, hey, hey. What you got to say? Mm-mm-mm. Say hey, hey, hey. Mm-mm-mm. What you got to say? Mm-mm-mm-mm. Hollywood. Hollywood swinging. Mm. Hollywood. Hollywood swinging. Yeah. I remember. Not too long ago. I discovered narcissism. Y'all, it's your girl, Coach Gwen, your GPS getting you positioned for success in life through personal development and spiritual awareness. So in today's video, y'all forgive me for being excited. It's been a while since I've been on here, but I'm back. Welcome to my channel, all you newcomers. Thank you for sticking around, all my old friends and family, right? So in today's video, I want to let you know how I discovered narcissism. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you are new here and this content is of any interest to you. If you want to know, like, how do we find out what narcissism is? How do you know? I'm going to give you the tea. And this thing is so large that I got to go all the way back. Because in order to understand what narcissism is, you would have had to see it for a very long time. Being that we're not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. But I have been discerning this thing for a very long time. And some new revelations have come to light that I would like to expose and share. So we're going to start from the beginning, like when I was a child beginning, right? Then we're going to break it down in episodes. So I encourage you, get your popcorn, get your tea, get your coffee, your Pepsi, your chips, whatever, your cookies and your milk, whatever it is that you like to indulge in. Go get that. No weed, no weed, no weed, no weed. But it's going to be that kind of good, though. It really is. It's going to be some shocking revelations. And so I want you to get ready. And let's do this together, right? Because this community, dealing with narcissism in a toxic family, it's heavy. It's a lot. And so we're going to uncover some things together. We're going to do this together. I'm going to show you some things. I want you to know some things. And if you desire to reach out, you can email me. Okay? I'll give you the email address. I'll leave it in the link. So, I am a native of Buffalo, New York. I was born the youngest of 4 children. I had a pretty decent childhood, nothing to complain about. You know, I got along pretty good with my siblings as far as I'm concerned. I had one brother who always picked on me. And, you know, he was never chastised or reprimanded for doing that. It was kind of a joke, you know, it was kind of a joke. You know, he was really never disciplined for that. So for that reason, the relationship was very strained. And until this day, there's really no relationship there. So my other brother, the second oldest of the 4, he and I got along really, really well. And even in our adulthood, our children played together. And my sister, who's the oldest, she and I got along pretty good for the most part. We didn't argue, fuss, or fight. I believe she loved me. I loved her immensely. You know, when you're the youngest, you kind of look up to your siblings and you love them and you like them and, you know, you just want to fit in kind of, right? So that is pretty much the gist of it. You know, Dad worked, Mom worked. You know, didn't really have any alcoholism or anything of that nature, praise God. And so by the time, you know, they got off work, you know, kids are in bed, typical family unit, very nice, coming up in the 70s and 80s. And so my siblings left home for various reasons. You know, each one have their own story to tell. And so in high school, I was pretty much home alone. I had the life of having siblings as a young one, and then by the time I got in high school, I had the life of pretty much like having being an only child, because I was home all 4 years pretty much alone. You know, they were gone. They weren't that much older than me, but they were gone. Okay, they were gone. So in high school, and all of this matters. Okay, so don't dismiss anything of your life. I'm sharing this for a reason, because it's all going to tie up and connect to another story and another story. So all of this matters. I have the whole thing mapped out, so pay attention to every detail, because everything matters on how I discovered narcissism. It all adds up. And I want you to stay tuned. I want you to be aware of every intricate detail. Every detail matters. So, you know, as I was in high school, I, you know, was pretty, I guess you could say, happy, active. And I was the captain of the drill team, slash cheerleader. I did play softball. I was on the bowling team for a few. I graduated. I did well in my academics, pretty much honor student, kind of A-B student, mostly A. And, you know, I kind of wore the finest clothes. I had the chick jeans, the Jordache jeans, the Gitano jeans, Sergio Valente, jean jackets, okay. Had my hair done at the salon every 2 weeks. Parents took really good care of me because they had money. I even had a car in high school. I didn't get to drive it to high school, but I did have a car. So I kind of had a silver spoon in my mouth. And a lot of people envied that, and they looked at that and they said, hey, you know, your parents spoil you. They got money. You're your dad's favorite child. My brother kind of envied that, because he said, hey, I didn't get a car and a 10-speed bike and a moped. I didn't get those things. Why does she get to get them? And so it was just a really distance there because of the jealousy, because of the favoritism that came from my dad towards me out of the 4 children. But really the one brother had a problem with it more than the others. And so that caused a distance. So it's kind of like dealing with Joseph. I was the Joseph in the family. I was Joseph. Okay, Joseph in the Bible. So upon graduating high school, you know, I really wanted to be a soldier. I always wanted to be, join the Army. I wanted to be a soldier. And so I took the ASVAB test and I joined the military. And but before I joined the military, there were some things that had taken place. So this is where we get into the thick of the story. I'm telling you, every detail that I shared matters, so stay tuned. So as my parents were going through their issues, they ended up getting a divorce right around the time I needed to graduate high school. My mom was pretty fed up, and she decided to exit stage left, right? She, you know, to the left. Okay. Well, no, she left. Okay. So anyway, you got the point. She left, and I did not choose to go with her, because I had a lot of freedom once she left, because she was pretty strict. I had a good upbringing, but my mom did not play, okay? She was strict, but I commend her for the wonderful things that she did do right with me. I had to be in the house when the street lights came on. I wasn't allowed to do a lot of things that my friends could do. I wasn't allowed to go to parties. So pretty much everything that I needed to do or wanted to do that my friends were doing, I had to sneak and do them. If I didn't sneak, it wasn't happening. So I kind of took some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Better to ask for forgiveness than permission. So I did it that way. And so mom, she was kind of fed up with dad, and so she decided to go her way, and she did it like the boss that she is. She took off, and she didn't take anything with her. She rebuilt her whole life, and that's how you do it. That's how you do it. To my women out there, that's how she did it. You don't have to do it that way. That's how she did it. So I like how she did it. It was a great role model in front of me. That's how she did it. So I did not want to go with mom, okay? Mom was very strict, and I will even say that she was a tad bit mean to me. It appeared that she was strict to me, but that strictness was kind of mean-spirited. My dad never whooped me, okay? He did spank my siblings or whatever you want to call it. They have their own terminology. He did use physical force on them. He never touched me, okay? He never touched me. But mom sure did step up. She stepped up to the plate. She's like, move out the way. Let me at her. I got her. I get that one. Okay. She sure didn't mind. I tell you that. She sure didn't mind. I can recall some times where she took a belt to me where I was shocked that you would take a belt to someone for reasons such as that. I'll give you an example. She had got some clothes for me one time from the, everybody know what the Goodwill is, right? So she had went to the Goodwill. I thought I was sharp, okay? I was clean that day. I was outside, and I told my friend, yeah, my mom got this from the Goodwill. And she heard it from the window, because she's always looking out the window, spying, thinking that, the worst, that somebody's doing something wrong or whatever, I don't know. And she basically told me to come here. I got something for you. When I'm done doing what I'm doing, I got a little something for you. So that something was a unique butt whooping. And yeah, she didn't mind waking you up out of your sleep with it, okay? So I got tore up from the floor up, okay? Because I told that my outfit was from the Goodwill. There was another episode where I didn't want salmon patties. I didn't want salmon. I didn't like all the little speckles and spots in the mackerel or the crow cake or whatever you call it. I didn't want that. Okay? And so she was like, you better eat it. And so if you don't eat it, I'm in trouble again. So I took the sandwich outside, and I guess she was watching out the window again. And I threw the sandwich across the grass. And so, I got the call to come in the house, and I got a whooping for that. I was even told, you better eat this, and if you don't eat it, if you throw it up, I'll make you eat your throw up. So these are the kind of ways that the people, my parents thought was right, raising their children. So that's the endurance that I went through from mom. I don't know what my sibling's story is, because I don't ever recall her touching them or talking to them in such a way. But I definitely did. I got that. I got all of that from her and then some. So I was always complaining, why is she so mean to me? She's so mean to me. When my brother would straddle me and think it was funny, it wasn't reprimanded in a way. I just didn't understand why it was so brutal and why she felt mean to me. I got whoopings in the store, for crying. I would cry because I wanted something, and I get whooped right in the store. I wasn't a bad kid, but I was it was made to seem like I was bad. There was some resentment there or something. So, yeah, as time went on, I graduated high school, and I'm thinking, no, I'm not moving with you. Why would I move with you? I'm getting out of here. I'm getting out of here. So I stayed at the house that most of my friends were knew me to grow up in. I stayed there with Dad, and my mom, she pretty much called my sister, who was away at the time. She called her back and told her, "Hey, I need you to come back." Because I'm leaving, and I want you basically in the house with Gwen. So she moved home, and I pretty much, we had a really good time together. She and I, we were like really, really close. And I was like, okay, this is cool. I get to be around my big sister. So we did the big sister or sister thing, because I was kind of always thicker than her, a little taller than her too. And so people thought I was older than her because I was bigger than her, but she was actually 5.5 years older than me. And so, we kind of looked like we were the same age because of her size. And so we played the whole twinning thing. We dressed alike. We were inseparable. I drove. She did not drive. So I drove, and everywhere we went, we were together, baby. We did that thing together. I loved my big sister. And my brothers had the house across the street, and they were over there, and they were, close and everything. So we just all kind of, once Mom left, okay, Mom had to she went to her house, and so Dad, he kind of did his thing, and so we had more freedom once she got out of there. We had way more freedom once she got out, or left. Once she got out of the house and she started her own life, we had plenty of freedom. So we did the whole, smoking weed, drinking, having fun. My dad was hardly home. He was doing his thing. And so we just had a ball. We lived it up. We lived it up. I had got some money from a moped accident, my settlement money, and baby, we was spending my money going to Niagara Falls, New York, taking trips, driving around. I mean, we was we was living it. Somebody say living it up. If you've ever lived it up, put in the comment section, living it up, because that's what we did. We were living it up. And so my sister, she decided to, she got with her guy, and I had my guy down the street who lived on the block, my brother's friend who I had a crush on, my older brother, who I had a crush on his friend. And so I was pretty much, with him at the time. And, I kind of felt uncomfortable. It got to a point where I felt uncomfortable around my dad, right? I just kind of felt like he was demanding things of me that I didn't want to do, like make up his bed after him and his girlfriend had slept in it. I was like, I don't want to make up the bed. Like, you do it. Like, So it had kind of got really uncomfortable. He really did not, I think, dropped out of high school at a young age, so he worked most of his life. So he was really used to my mom doing a lot of his paperwork for him, and so he kind of wanted me to assume those roles, and I didn't feel comfortable assuming those roles. So I felt some type of way, like a energy was changing that I really was not comfortable with. So I went in, he would come home, and when I heard him coming out, this is after I graduated and she left, and my sister would be at her guy's house or whatever. And so I would go and hide in the closet. And then either he would leave or go to sleep, and then I would come out and go down the street. and stay with my boyfriend, and I would tell him, like, I really don't want to go home. Can I stay the night here? And his mom, like, she was strict too. She didn't play that with her boys because, you know, she had 3 boys with Bible names, and she was like, didn't play that. Okay, so he had to sneak and do whatever. Back in the 80s, like, some families just didn't play. I don't know what the generation is now, but it was different then, okay? It was a different lifestyle. So I snuck and stayed the night at his house because I didn't want to go home and be at my house with my dad. So I stayed there and everything, even though we got caught by his grandmother. But I stayed there a couple times overnight, and I just felt safe in his arms, right? I felt safe in his arms, and I really did not want to go home. I needed to leave. I needed an out. So my other friend from high school, not the boy down the street, okay, my other friend from high school, he had joined the Army. And mind you, now I was trying to take the ASVAB test to join the Army as well. And I failed the test the first time or the second time, something like that. But anyway, he was already in, and we were friends in high school because the boy down the street was older. He had joined the Marine Corps and came back home. So he wasn't really doing nothing. I just had to go, okay? I thought that, you know, when you're 18, 19 years old, we make decisions and we're not sure why we're doing what we're doing at the time we're doing it. We just know that we need to do it. Okay, it's called survival. So he and I, the high school friend, we got married. I married him, shipped off to Germany with him, and joined the Army. And all of that was really a part of my exit plan to get away. Now, what was I running from at the time? I had no idea that it was a toxic family or a narcissistic family. I just knew I needed to get out of there. And that is what your girl did, okay? So who at that age goes to Germany and never come home, not one time out of 4 years to visit? That's how bad it was in that house after Mom left. I just knew it was a feeling. I felt lusted after. I felt pursued. I felt chased. I felt something. And it was not a good feeling. It was a feeling that will cause a person to feel or become very frigid. I think that's the word. So I didn't know, you know, exactly what I was dealing with. I just knew your girl needed to go. And so that's what I did. I went to Germany, lived it up with my husband, had a wonderful time. Oh my God, if you've never been to Germany, baby, oh Lord Jesus, it's the best place on earth. So went over there and I was bored, and I became a rapper. Oh God, so I'm sitting there, he's at work. I hadn't got in the Army yet. So I'm just, you know, writing poems. So I became, you know, pretty much, I started doing poetry that turned into rapping. This is when rapping kind of started coming on the scene. So I am brown sugar. I'm brown sugar. So it came on the scene. And so I went to the club, and at the time, I don't know if any of you know, but MC Lyte was like super popular back then. It was like, you know, Georgie Porgy, all of that was out. I am the light. I am the light. I don't know if you all Lytte. So that was my favorite artist. Okay, and UNITY, all that was out. So I'm like, these were my influences. So I'm wanting to be in, I'm wanting to be in. So I start doing it and becoming a little mini slash MC Light slash Janet Jackson combo, the hair. You remember Janet Jackson Control video where she had the hair? Child, that was me. So I'm like, but doing it kind of like MC Light style, like Fly Girl style, right? So I'm rapping on, and everybody's like, oh, da, 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 oh, yeah, and inviting me to rap. And I'm wondering, why is the crowd just standing there looking? Why are they looking at me like that? Come to find out, they're stopping and staring because they thought it was a record. It's your girl, Coach Gwen, your GP. No. So they, obviously, I was good. I was pretty good, right? So they, I made a kind of a name for myself over there. So by the time I got back stateside, I had signed up for a contest. Every detail matters. Every detail matters. So I got back, and when I got back to the States, and I was in the Army by this time, my co-workers told me, Lady G, they are having a contest and we think you should sign up. And I said, oh, okay. I might. So I said, okay, we'll give you, we'll give you a few drinks and you can sign up. So that's what happened. They signed me up because they thought that I was that good. So they signed me up. And I went to the club that night. Long story short, mic drop, okay? I was like, I did my thing, okay? I'm like, great Lady G, rocking in the place to be. I rock you high, freak you low on the MIC. I mean, I'm getting it, right? And I finished because I'm a little tipsy. I dropped the mic. Knew I won. Just knew I won. Because, and even though I had no practice, didn't even know, I did. I definitely won. So at the end of it all, they held the hand over. They did like the Showtime at the Apollo for the people to, at the NCO club to scream and for the loudest for whoever won. So I won. Okay, your girl won. So the winner was supposed to do an opening act for 95 South at the Savannah Civic Center. By this time, I was a new mom. And I had zero support. So I'm not going to the Savannah Civic Center doing no opening act for 95 South. Do y'all know who 95 South is? They're the ones who did the commercial with the ice cream saying, whoop, there it is. Well, yeah, they had a whole album out, okay? Tag team, back again. Yeah, whoop, there it is. Yeah, them. I was supposed to do an opening act for them. So, I had zero support. I'm in the Army. I got a newborn baby. My husband acting a fool, so now I'm a single parent by this time. I'm not going to Savannah Civic Center by myself. I call home. I say, hey, I got a chance to be famous here. Zero support. So, that was that. I said, that was that. I had turned to the Lord. I said, God, take my life and conform it. I got to find a different path because I don't think that I am cut out to do this by myself. I need some support. And if I can't get it, I'm not doing it, So I didn't show up. I was a no-show. So I go to a cookout and people are there and they knew I won. And so everybody's like, and they're whispering or whatever. And I'm thinking, what are they talking about? Now, and it dawned on me. They were probably at the club. They know you were up there rapping. I said, oh, Lord. So, that was that. More people knew me than I knew them. And I just said, nah, I'm going to change my life. And I did. I changed my life. And so that part, stay tuned for part 2. Thank you for tuning in to episode 1. It's your girl, Come back and hear what happens next. Be immensely blessed. I love you. Thank you for watching.
God is in this story.